Here we got a pretty gnarly looking injector rail here with the injectors. And per request, I am going to clean these up and actually install new hats, spacers, and seals on all 4 of them. And I will also flush them and test them. First thing we need to do is get these clips off. All the injectors have these retaining clips here. And something just fell off. What was that? So, try this again. So all the injectors will have this retaining clip that holds the top of the injector to the rail. And just pull those off. Those are going to get a dip in some coil cleaner. Get all the corrosion off of them. And just pull these guys out. That one has really expanded in there, sitting there so long. Let go. That seal is stuck in there. Alright, let me grab some penetrating oil. After trying PB Blaster, WD-40 and all those, even Seafoam Deep Creep, this beats them all. And it doesn't take that much actually. This will get cleaned up maybe on another video, and I'll actually test this and see if this is working, and if it is, then this will be up for sale. If somebody needs a normally aspirated fuel rail, or I might keep it for a spare, who knows. Alright, I'm gonna have to get a pick because those are hard as rock. Just gonna pull this O-ring off. Come on, get off there. There it goes. Yeah, it's a little stiff. Roll it off. And what I found with most of these Bosch 4-holes, it takes quite a bit of force to pull the cap off, and when you do, sometimes it might pull the top of the strainer out. But let me grab, let's pull the seal out first. Let's try it that way first. That thing is hard as a rock. I may have to clip, I'm gonna have to clip that with wire cutters. Yeah, assortment of needle nose here, a pair of cutters. Let's try the cutters first. It doesn't really matter what you end up cutting because it's all coming off anyway. Just cut through the seal, little rubber O-ring right there, and pull it off. It's petrified. Now you have this spacer, so you have a plastic spacer against the body, and then you have this pintle cap, as they call it, or injector hat. That is what keeps the seal for the intake manifold in the same place. It gets sandwiched in here. So you can either pop this off like that, or you can push the washer up or the spacer up. And then what I usually do is I just use a little leverage. Easy does it. Turn it. And that just broke. So that plastic is so old and brittle, it's just falling apart. So let's see what it takes. Let's go up a little size here, a little bigger. And we're just going to hold it and we're going to leverage. Pop that cap up. It may break off, may go flying across the room. Like that. You can see the top of the injector there is nice and flat. When you look at it, there's no dish shape, so we didn't pop the little strainer here out. If it does happen to pop up, light tap with a plastic mallet, something soft, just to make it go back down until it is perfectly flat. You should see 4 little spray holes. I doubt this one will come out. I can't even get the pliers in there, so let's just cut through that ring. Take it off. Washer spacer up. Pair of needle nose. A little leverage between the body and the spacer. That actually cracked, which is fine. Until it falls off. See what happened right there? I popped the strainer up a little bit. That needs to be knocked back down. Just like that. Sometimes those strainers will get clogged. Very rarely, but it can happen. One side came up a little bit. Flip it over. Flip it over. Ta-doo. Oh, see, it came up. That side came up. So, let's pull that one up. Let's see if it'll come off. I'm just going to take my cutters here and just easily pop up the other side. We'll try not to damage the strainer. It's not going to come off. Not without damaging it. Pop it back down. I don't want to mess that one up. Make sure it's flat all the way. So I'll hold a straight edge up to it, and then I'll set it on it and turn it and see if there is a gap at any point. Turning it all the way around. That one looks fine. One more to go. Get underneath that spacer. Pry up. Oh, that didn't feel good. That's okay, it just popped up a little bit. Once again, tap it back down flat. You should see that groove right there. That groove is where the pintle cap sits in. It should be the same thickness all the way around. Throw all this junk away. Now we gotta clean these. They're not horrible. Probably gonna use sandpaper. This has more than 4 holes. This has 9 hole. This is a 9-hole injector, not a 4-hole. That's why it's a blue top. Is it 4 or 5? I can't see. Let me grab my magnifiers. Getting old and losing good vision sucks. Especially when you like tinkering and stuff like this. That's a 4-hole. I'm wrong. 4-hole. 4-hole. And that one actually has something in it. There's something in the one right here on this corner. Something silver in it. So that one is probably plugged. Those 4 look okay. But we will clean them, flush them, test them, get them ready for the kits. Let's see how our little clips are doing. If I can find one. Let's go fishing for clips. There we go. They're still pretty corroded. They need a little more time soaking and bubbling away. I don't want to put those in there because it could potentially damage the valve in here. So, not going into the alkaline based metal stripper coil cleaner. We just need to clean up the body out here a little bit. Let me grab some sandpaper. My little 500 grit. I'm gonna do that for the other 3. Just knock a little of the rust off, and then we'll put some converter, spray some converter on them. Alright, they're all dry. The rust converter, whoa, really windy today. The rust converter leaves a black finish on it. Stops the rust. So we've got each one of those. You can see right there, a little bit right there didn't dry. I can paint them, but I mean, for these, it's not really worth painting it. You can if you want to. I also sprayed the clips after sucking them. So now we need to install a few things. Sunny, cool and breezy today. So the door's open. Stuff's gonna be blowing around everywhere. Let's put that back in the box. Okay, so the kit is gonna have 2 O-ring seals, a pencil cap, and a spacer. The easiest way to install these is to put the spacer on, then the ring, and then the cap. You can stretch the cap over, you can stretch the seal over the cap. Most of the seal kits come with a cone that allows you to roll them onto it without getting caught up on the cap, but I'm replacing everything. So basically what you want to do, as we showed before, you want to make sure that the top of that injector nozzle is flat and that that ring is the same height all the way around to make sure it's flat. And then all you do is just pop it on, start it, give it some wax with something. Doesn't take much to knock it down, and it will snap into place, and then it will not come off. That's all there is to rebuilding them. And then we just put the seal on the top for the fuel rail. That's it. Before I do the other ones, let's test this one and see how well it flows. So I bought one of these kits from Amazon. You get 2 different size holders. One for this size. Actually, that one is the wrong one. I need the bigger one. You see there's 2 different sizes there, depending on what size injector rail bung there is on it. And you also get 2 different injector connectors. We want the Bosch style. Usually I'll put a little bit of silicone grease just to help not tear it and to help seal better. Just a light coating around. I guess I can put some in there too. And then you're going to want to pop it in like that. And then here you have a place for the tip of a carb cleaner can. You pull the nozzle off, you stick in there. And then you push down and it sprays out the nozzle. So only go on one way. See, there's a key right there and there's a slot. Goes on like that, and then you just need to hook it up to 12 volts, hook it up to a battery. You should hear it click. So the relay's still good in it. These injectors typically don't fail. They will last until they rust apart if you don't take care of them, or until they get clogged up. Try this again. I won't spray anything in the garage. Ah! Nice, I just spraying stuff everywhere. Try this again. Yeah, it works. Nice spray. That one's fine. And you potentially get high at the same time. Do this in a well ventilated area. Or outside preferably. So I have the door open over here and the garage door correct. Alright, spacer. Oh, first, let's check the gap looks good. All 4 holes are open. Doop, doop, doop. Done. Sounds like I need to grease that door hinge. Uh-oh. That one doesn't work. No clicky click. I hear the relay in it, but the actual solenoid's not opening. Let's see if it'll see if we can force it open with pressure. Oh yeah. It's fine. Just not as loud. There we go. Sounds better. It's getting better. There we go. I'm just tapping the alligator clip on the terminal. I think there's something in that one. Put on my... Yeah, that hole is clogged. There's one hole that has something in it. Let's see. Oh, it's just stuff sitting on it. That's fine. We're going to flush it open. Alright, spacer, O-ring, cap. Sometimes you can push them on. That one I can't get it all the way down, so. Same thing with this one. I can hear the coil in it pinging. They just don't want to open. Let's see if it'll open with some pressure. Nope. There we go. It just needed a little tap. Probably got varnish in it. Let's try it again. That one is actually stuck open. That one might not be any good. I'm going to soak that one in, I keep hitting the camera. I'm going to soak this one in carb dip for an hour or so and see if it will free it up. Let's see if this one will work. Yeah, that one's fine. 1 out of 3. In that condition, yeah, not bad. I'll need to pull, probably will pull this one off. I mean, I've got extra seals, but you typically don't want to soak it in there with any kind of rubber because the carb dip will actually soften it and make it swell. Flush this one real quick. Well, 3 are good to go. Once it soaks, I'll do the same thing. See if it'll trigger. Use the tool, flush it. So I got a new microphone here. Let's see how it works out. Hopefully the sound quality is decent. This has been sitting in here for several hours. And it will strip paint off things. That's how mine got so clean. Let's see, first of all, if it clicks. It came back, which means varnish had it locked up. It just needed a soaking. Oh yeah, if I can hold on to it. Berryman's Chem Dip does an amazing thing with fuel related items. Now I've got 4 spare injectors.